Alright, so today we're going to be doing just a quick, simple, but pretty comprehensive warm-up sequence routine to do before squats and deadlifts. This is going to be great for warming up the hips, knees, ankles, the feet, all that kind of stuff that's important to be able to do those movements properly. All you're going to need is a weight. You can use a plate, like 15, 25 pounds. You can use a dumbbell. I'm using a kettlebell today. This is about 25 pounds, just going to be there to help deepen the stretches, get you in a better position. So what we're going to work on, of course, things like squatting, deadlifting. The best way to improve those positions is spending more time in that position. So we're going to start just getting your squat stance, whatever width you prefer. Getting your toes turned out a little bit. You have to think about one is turned towards 11 and one is turned towards 1 o'clock roughly. So you're just going to have your weight out in front of you, and I want you just to get down into a deep squat. Okay, you can let your elbows just rest on your legs. With this position, you want to definitely avoid having your knees kind of turn inward. You don't want your feet collapsing inward, but you also don't want to be all the way out on the edge of your feet either. Okay, so you want to be in a nice flat, stable position. So you're going to get down here, and you're just going to hang out here the first couple seconds. Usually, I like to kind of rock from side to side. I can feel a pretty decent stretch in my hips and the groin area. So you're just gonna hang out here for a little bit, okay? Maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds, something like that. So again, this is working the hips, okay? So then once you feel like your hips are nice and loose, we're gonna work more towards the ankles. Ankles are one of the areas that is one of the most commonly limiting factors for squats and deadlifts, but it's often overlooked just because it's just kind of lower down on the chain, so people tend to forget about it. So move your elbows a little bit more on top of your knees. And I want you to feel like you're bringing your knees over your toes while keeping your heel flat on the floor. So I'm shifting over the right side. So from a bit of a side view, if I'm down, I'm gonna be shifting over like that. My heel stays down, so I feel a decent stretch kind of in my Achilles and that calf. So stay there for a little bit. Work your way around to the other side. So we're kind of hitting the hips first, and then we're hitting the ankles a little bit more. Okay, you might find one side is a little tighter than the other. Just work wherever it's tight. We're gonna do that for a few minutes, just getting that knee over the toes. Just to get a little bit more of that ankle dorsiflexion, which is super important for getting in better positions for the squat and deadlift. So those two are done. Again, we're probably gonna stay in this position pretty much the whole time. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get back down here. Then we're gonna take our elbows and not kind of be pressing and kind of hanging out there. Take them off your legs. Then I want you to squeeze your glutes as hard as you can, and you're gonna feel like you're driving your knees outward, okay? And you're gonna lift yourself up just a little bit, a couple inches. So we're here, then we're gonna drive up and hold that for about 5 seconds. And then back down, okay? So we're trying to facilitate that external rotation, which is a more powerful motion. So again, we're driving our knees out, squeezing our glutes as hard as we can, and then down, okay? Do about 5 of those. Then once you're done with those, we do something similar, but we're just gonna go up a little higher. So again, you're pressing your knees outward and down. Pressing the knees out, feet flat. Okay, so normally I will go through that sequence probably 2 or 3 times. Take a little break between each one. It should take you no more than 10 minutes or so, but you should notice that frees up a ton of motion in the hips. Ankles should feel like you're able to kind of get through your squats and deadlifts a little bit more efficiently. So yeah, throw that in before any lower body routines, especially squats and deadlifts. You should notice a big difference.